when the Harith gets the items that he wants, right? With the sample size. Now, you guys think? You think this is gonna be an execration or Aura-PH win? Let us know as well as we head into the last match for tonight, execration versus Aura. And they already want to fight early on. Hold on.
So execration versus Aura-PH. This is going to be a slobber knocker of a game number 3. Execration, will they keep the streak alive? Or Aura-PH, will they break the code? Not really, that's a blacklist. But you know, break the streak that was given to them. Rafflesia gets chased out of his own jungle.
Wow. That's a lot of pressure being output there by execration, and mid lane clearly is gonna be the rotation is gonna be coming in, but is it gonna be too late? Apparently so. Benny Cutie, oh my gosh, he has a lot to run, but that buff will basically just be removed. First blood going over to Aura-PH.
To be honest, he didn't really make the most out of that, and Kilowash is there. He will just use the execute because he gets the extra cooldown reduction from it. So that was efficient in a way, and he didn't really give anything more aside from that.
And that's what you want to do, I think. That's also part of the strengths of their matchup, or their lineup, rather. So, man, execration, we'll have to have a look at that with Gillette Instant Replay, hashtag Shave the Day. As we did see, as you mentioned, not much use from that red buff. The only thing he did was probably deny the experience that Aura would have gotten from that. But overall, paid for it with their life. Like, oh my gosh. They made up for it really quickly.
Benny Cutie scratching everyone, Greed almost going down, and that could have been a good trade if he got the Luyi. But Chaknu will go in, and he won't really hit anyone. KelVJ here with the punish. He's not gonna go for the chase because he knows that Etomax is somewhere there.
Yep, definitely going to be a bit more conservative playstyle here for Aura-PH, and Rafflesia is just helping see if he can keep everyone in check. That's what he's trying to do right now, right? He's not trying to burst out as much damage as possible. He's just trying to see if he can provide some safety for this Yi Sun-Shin. And that's always, you know what, KelVJ has always been one of those guys where as long as you buy, sorry, KelVJ and JP rather, are one of those guys where if you buy them enough time, they can usually carry the game for you. And I think that's what they're banking on in this matchup as well.
Okay, so JP is still at level 5. He will get his level 6 with that purple buff take. Oh, Greed here! Hot hand! Hot hand!
There you go. Yeah, you have to give it to you gotta give it to this guy, right? Obviously, he's one of those guys where people think he's not as crucial. Whenever Aura-PH says, you know, before KelVJ, JP, come on, they're the combo with the Rafflesia, right? But you never count out Greed, and I think it's gonna be a big mistake to do that here. And Turtle will go over to Aura-PH, and JP, like I said, he's being untouched in this matchup so far. I really, really like that. With the help, of course, of their supports.
There are a lot of things happening on the map right now, Rockhard. But let's try to focus on them one by one. Okay, so Chaknu right now is does have the Fatal Links up. He does have Yourself Together, and he has the Flicker. So, do you think it's time for Aura-PH to, if Aura-PH forces a fight, they're put in a bad position already?
I think so. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure they're aware of this, to be honest.
Yeah, I think they should know that their conditions are starting to deteriorate, but it looks like bottom lane is going to be taken care of very, very relatively shortly here by Aura-PH. And Hate is having a harder and harder time as time is passing by. JP is getting the kill. Even Kiluash is doing very well on his own lane. So, Execration, they are losing a little bit of momentum from that last game. I'm actually a little surprised because Execration is usually so good when they win games, and now you look like they are faltering one by one. Trade will be happening there for Chaknu, but another retrade by Aura-PH in the mid lane for a tower.
Clearly, Greed is one of the best Selena players that we have in the Philippines.
By far, yes.
He's showing it right now. He's telling you guys, win this game. why he is one of the best. He's putting a lot of pressure on the map, and the pressure, he's putting kills. He's putting kills on his plate.
Yep. And to think that's mostly he's doing it on a support role, right? He's actually doing pretty well for Aura PH right now. He's providing so much threats on the map by just holding on to small areas that the Harif might go to. And so far, I just feel like Greed has been so underrated for a long time now, and I'm very glad that he's so comfortable stepping into those big boy shoes and really helping Aura PH carry their games.
There is a engagement happening at the bottom lane, and they just punish Sagitno. From there on out, Raflisha, on the other hand, has the Enchanted Talisman on his hand, and that's gonna give him extra mana regen and extra cooldown reduction. KLVJ won't really get to steal that blue buff, but here comes the fight. I think this is the fight that Education wants, but Aura PH is very fast on their decision to just back out.
Very interesting that Execration being 4-man, 4 versus 3 in that one, decided to just back off. I think they kind of felt that Kiluash was on the way somewhere. He's probably hiding in the bush. And it's a bit... I'm surprised that to see that Execration's just playing super duper safe. I like that kind of playstyle, but again, Aura PH is just pedal to the metal all over the map. Wherever Execration's going, Aura PH is going the other direction.
Kiluash trying to get the kill. Chaknu here will be the target of Greed, but Greed will actually stop on his tracks, and he will not, fight this, but Etomax will be the one who's gonna be a victim of this gank coming out from JP and Raflisha. And that is how you utilize a Loyi ulti.
Yep, absolutely. I feel like so much Loyi ultis have been wasted from the past games that we've casted. That was how you actually pull it off. Now, KLVJ, he has immortality, but his tower does not. So that's gonna go down very, very shortly if he does not do something about it. Good thing that they have a lot of wave clear. However, on the top lane, Sagitnu finally doing a solid for Execration, getting a lot of gold from that tower.
Then again, we haven't really seen a good Fatal Links coming out from Chaknu.
Yep.
And it's not because he doesn't really use it. It's because of the idea that Aura PH doesn't go for 5-man setups. They just go for skirmishes.
They're always by twos, right?
Yes.
They're always partnered up.
Yes, and they use the Luyi to have a late arrival in the certain fight. So, these are the things that you really have to look out for. I mean, man oh man, you put emphasis on just being separate in the map. Separate yourselves, put yourselves in the different parts, and just work from there. But Greed, that arrow will hit Legolas from afar.
It's so good to see Kiluash also super dominant here. I mean, he's been such a dominant player, but he's never acted like it. So right now, he's really going for the 2v1. And speaking of 2v1s, though, that is one 2v1 that he cannot take. A little bit late, but Aura are in for the backup for Alicia and JP with that two-man teleport. So when I was about to say Kiluash was great on 2v1, he gets 2v1. So, once more, we are on the bottom lane here, and we are not done for the push, says Aura PH. We will get this tower soon, and the gold lead is starting to really skyrocket here for the red side.
Aura PH, they're just marching on. Execration, they cannot find a way to do this. They're really trying their best, but Etomax here, one more hit could do the trick. He gets pushed back, but JP uses the Purify. He commits a lot for this kill. Chaknu, he will get close to JP. JP here just goes out, and Sagitnu using that execute, but JP will go for the punish, and that's 100% gonna be a kill on the side of Aura PH.
Yep, so far so good here for Aura PH. 5-17 on the kill score. 8k gold lead, absolute control of the map. Now we are starting to see Hate really... A lot more pressure is being put on Hate right now, right? Because where is it gonna go? How are we going to really get into the win condition here? They're starting to lose hope here as towers are starting to take a lot of damage. Greed with Oh my God, Greed! Seriously, the plays on that
I mean,
done there.
have to look at Rockhart. Execration, they have collapsed ever since the start of minute 5.
That's true.
And RPH is just tearing all over the scattered pieces. Execration, they need to rebuild themselves one by one. But the thing is, Execration, they weren't really given time to do that.
Yeah.
It was like, I tried to fix a part of me, then someone just steps on you again.
Ooh, that sounds like it came from somewhere else, Butters. Take it easy. I'm just kidding. Obviously.
All right.
Execration, again, they don't really have the time. They don't have the time to get back up. Unless there's like some miracle play that Sagitlu can do, like Benny Cutie. If he can buy a lot of time with a split push on either top or bottom lane, maybe, just maybe, Hate can get into a bit more of a good position. But so far, it's just not happening, as the rest of Aura PH are starting to collapse right into the members. Oh, wait a minute! It's gonna be Hate doing the miracle instead here. Not gonna be relying on either Benny Cutie or Sagitlu. He's gonna do it himself.
Kill VJ trying to get away, but look at that corrosion site. And Aura PH, you cannot give this costly, fights on your side. You cannot give it to the side of Execration just because they still have the firepower to make it back in the game.
They really, really, really do. I feel like that's just what we're waiting for. And now, the Lord will be taken by Execration. Let's have a look at that Gillette instant replay where we saw Hate. There was like a button that flipped and he just turned on here. Almost a one-man double kill. And he just need to wait for the backup for that to be actually resolved. But now, Execration will have the Lord walking on their side, and that big goal lead that Aura PH had, it is suddenly gone.
Sagitnu needs to come back from this. They will get this turret. No, they won't. Cutie will go down. And I think we spoke too soon.
Way too soon, bro. Now,
Greed!
oh my God! Seriously. That's another Fatal Link's gonna be on cooldown, so this might be a good time for Aura PH to go for a fight if they want to. Looks like they will not. They will hold on steady. Kilowash still defending that lower tier turret, and everyone is just in the middle of it. Way too late on the Color Inferno.
Look at Hate! Look at Hate! Look at Hate! Oh my goodness, Hate here just doing everything that he can, but the damage isn't enough. Sagitnu, if only and only if he had the ultimate right there, that could have been a triple kill.
Could have been, absolutely. Imagine if Chaknu had the Fatal Links and Hate was doing all of these things. This game would be a completely different story. Now, because of course, micromechanics. Oh, here we go. Just when I said it, it did happen. And looks like that's gonna be another dub here for Execration's Hate.
Oh my goodness, Benny Cutie and the others, they just have this thing for comebacks.
They really do. They really do. I mean, it's beautiful to watch. I mean, considering Execration is not really known for those comebacks. They're usually known for their super landslide victories from big chaotic team fights. So I really like the change I'm seeing from Execration here. This is a big adjustment. Gillette Instant Replay hashtag Shave the Day just gives us a big insight into that huge Fatal Links. I was surprised the Fatal Links was already up at that point, to be honest, but definitely made use of it in the biggest way.
I mean, a Harith is a Harith. Selena just lost all his potential to just carry the game from now on, just because the Selena actually drops when the game progresses. That's the thing about Selena. Selena can be a monster in the early game, but the thing is, that's a time when people don't actually line up or pile up in or converge in one area where he can get the pickoffs.
Right.
But now he can't do that right now, just because the main idea is it's crunch time for these teams. And Execration, they're really tired of getting picked off.
They are. So they're the ones who are starting to get into that proactive mode. And again, Sagitnu's usually the victim, but the moment they turn off Sagitnu, everyone's super low. And that's how Execration actually cleans it up a lot. Of course, Hate, the burst damage is also real from this guy for some reason. He is on a roll here. But this is still that Aura PH can handle. They can still make use of their crowd control abilities. As long as Greek can make good arrows, as long as Rafflesia focuses down onto Hate, they can still take him off the map. So they gotta be very, very careful.
Really strong early game coming up from Aura PH. They command the game, but right now they cannot find anything going on their side. I mean, they can they have 100% chance to win. They have 100% chance to win this if they make the right decisions in the coming fights. But right now, Execration, they're actually surprising Aura PH, and that makes it 50-50. Looking at it right now, Execration has the ball on their hands too. It's 46k gold on their side, 45k Aura PH, and that is the probably biggest gold swing that we might have had in this game or in the series.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful here. And the engagement is going to be happening. KLVJ, monstrous last insanity, and everyone's just collapsing on E2 Max. Gonna be taken out there for sure after he goes off stasis, and now all of a sudden,
look at Chakno. Look at Chakno. Sagitno there will go down, and whatever glimmer of hope that Execration had, that one Louis play just changed it for the worst on the side of Execration.
Man, the late game for Mobile Legends just super volatile, right? I mean, you could have control for like the next 10-20 minutes, but if the moment you make a big mistake in the late game, it's starting to look like they can push in all the way.
And they're just gonna go for it. Fatal Links will be used. He will try to catch 5 people right now on the map. He will go down, but they don't care. Aura PH just goes straight for it. Execration loses their series versus Aura PH, and victory on their side. The 2-time champions